Spencer Knight, Connor Bedard, and the Chicago Blackhawks shut out the New York Rangers 3-0, and the Hawks finally get back in the win column. What a great game this was. I mean, a full 60 of just good hockey. I don't know if there was a point in this entire game where I thought to myself, the Rangers are controlling it here. It was pretty much Chicago the whole night, which after this weekend with those two games in California, I mean that's what you ask for them to come back at home and respond with a good full 60, and they got rewarded with the 3-0 win. Now, let's go through this game here. We'll start with the first period, and there's going to be a theme here where I'm going to say they started the period well and they were in control because I feel like I can say that for the entire game. Um, the top six was flying. The third line had a great first shift. They hemmed the Rangers in immediately. Um, the Rangers didn't look terrible. I think a big thing was that the Hawks were just a lot faster tonight, and that obviously, if you're a lot faster, not only are you gonna look better with the puck, but you're also gonna win races to the puck. They won a lot of puck battles, and it really helps to look like the better team when you're the faster team, and the Hawks were the whole night, really. Yeah, I thought the Hawks were forechecking really good too. I love the way Oliver Moore forechecks. I love that kid's game. He's so hard. He dumps it in, he goes in so hard, and he battles like his life is on the line. And more often than not, I feel like he wins those puck battles. And I mean, he's been great, and the whole team kind of played that way tonight when it came to retrieving pucks and dumping it in and chasing after it. With that being said, I mean, not the most eventful first period. It ended 0-0. Obviously, shot attempts heavily in Chicago's favor, 23-15. Shots on goal, 10-6 for Chicago, and scoring chances, which is Jeff Blashill's favorite, was 10-7 for Chicago. So a really good second period by the Hawks, or sorry, first period by the Hawks, and they would continue with a really good second period as well. Nazar was generating chances all night. He had a few good ones in the second. We'll get to just play that happened in the third, but it's just a matter of time for him before he scores. Um, and the Hawks go to their first power play. Moore drew a penalty. Hawks go to the power play. I believe they had three tonight. Maybe four. I'm not counting the one at the end of the game. That was like a 15-second power play. I think they had three full power plays tonight. Um, but again, the same theme of the first unit just can't break in. They can't get set up in the offensive zone. When they're in, the first unit is great. The way Levshinov controls the point. I mean, obviously you have Bedard. Bertuzzi's great in front of the net. Um, Burakovsky, him on the other side is great. And so when the first unit gets set up and they get going, they're very dangerous, but they just struggle so much to get into the offensive zone, and I'm really starting to get frustrated with the way Artem Levshinov um, approaches that pushback entry. I feel like he's not pushing far enough towards the blue line. He's stopping almost before center and kind of just holding there, and I don't think it's very effective, and I think that's a big reason why they can't break into the zone on the power play. I'm a big fan of dump and chase, especially when you have the man advantage. There's no reason why you shouldn't be dumping the puck in, but that's a whole nother video. Yeah, Hawks can't score. Power play can't get anything going. And then the Hawks take a penalty, and they not only do they kill it, but Big Louis Crevier, apparently has a punchable face, according to Alex Vlasic. I hope you get that. Um, Big Lou, what a goal! I mean, Crevier has been one of the biggest and best surprises for the Hawks this season. I think we can all agree on that. Um, and he's showing what he can do there. I mean, that he had two chances shorthanded too. The first one he got stopped, and then he kind of lingered at the blue line, got the puck back again. I forget how, maybe it was Donato Kaiser. I forget who threw it up to him, but great move by Crevier. The 6'8" giant has some hands, and it's 1-0, and the crowd goes crazy. It was Grzelcyk, sorry, that passed the puck. I had to look at my notes here. Grzelcyk passed it to him. Um, New York pushes back, but Chicago does a great job of shutting him down. And then Donato scores to make it 2-0, or at least we thought. New York challenges. Credit to New York and credit to the refs. It was a hand pass, so it's a fair overturned call. But it's too bad it didn't count because credit to Doc on that play. He gets the puck in, he forechecks hard, he gets possession back, and then not only that, but he falls to the ice and he makes a play from the ice where he just happened to get a piece of his glove on it, and then he swung at it with a stick and he couldn't get it with the stick. So when Mikheyev picked up the puck, it was technically a hand pass. It was the right call. I'm not arguing it. It's just such a shame because Doc earned an assist there, and Donato, man, like this guy's been a bit snake bitten lately, and it's always good to see him score, and he loves to score. So I was happy for him there, and it's too bad that that one didn't count. But that didn't bring the Hawks down at all. I mean, they kept going, and a big part of their offense tonight, the D were very active. Specifically, Levshinov, Grzelcyk, and Vlasic were very active, which is always good to see, especially from Levshinov, who created multiple chances tonight after activating off the rush or just pinching. When they're already in the offensive zone, he likes to pinch and kind of make those cut to the middle plays, and he's really good at that. Um, Lots of missed calls tonight. Lots of missed calls. Cross check on Nazar, a trip on Bedard, Teravainen high sticked a Ranger. Uh, all pretty blatant. So quite a few missed calls tonight. I didn't have any problems with what was called, but some of the missed calls were, you know, depending on if the game wasn't as dominant for the Hawks, I'd be a little more upset about some of them. But it is what it is. Hawks, I mean, it wouldn't have helped anyway. The power play was fucking terrible tonight. And that's really the only downside of the night was the power play really needs work. I think they should be working on that. Uh if they when they practice tomorrow, assuming they practice tomorrow. Um the Hawks are really good at keeping the Rangers wide in their own end. They did a really good job of keeping them out of the middle. Same on the power or on the penalty kill, boxing them out. I thought the Hawks did a really good job of that tonight. They didn't really let anyone sort of in the slot. Knight didn't have to make too many slot saves. Made a few, and he made them all. And Bedard gets his 19th of the year, already one away from 20. I think his high is 23, right? He's gonna crush that. Obviously, I think Bedard could hit 50 this year. That might be crazy. I think he could hit 50. I think he's on pace for like 51, no? I don't know. It's been a while since I've checked. But Bedard scores his 19th. Credit to Bedard for rushing the net, but more credit to Burakovsky. He skates the puck in the zone, skates it wide. It was almost looked like a no look pass, although I think he did look. But he finds Bedard's tape and he taps it upstairs. And overall, just a beautiful goal. And nothing makes me and I'm sure most of the fans happier than when Bedard gets one. So that was awesome. Made it 2-0. And credit to the Hawks, they didn't take their foot off the gas. Whether it was a 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 lead, they never once took their foot off the gas. And the Rangers pushed. The Rangers pushed in the third period, and the Hawks gave them absolutely nothing. This was one of those wins where it wasn't all because of Spencer Knight. Yeah, he got the shutout. Obviously, he played terrific. Um, but this win wasn't all Spencer Knight, which is really encouraging to see. Um, yeah, like I said, the top six was flying. Nazar's line and Bedard's line was flying. And we get into the third period where the Rangers were starting to show some clear frustration. Um, and they're trying to fight back. They're frustrated. They can't get back into it. And then Bertuzzi gets one. Um, Bedard makes a great play to enter the zone. He gets it to Ryan Green. Ryan Green does a nifty little through the leg shot, and the rebound goes to Bertuzzi, and he scores 3-0. And that's only his fourth of the year on home ice, so he's scoring a lot of road goals here. Um, Hawks to the power play again, can't generate anything. The second unit got some zone time, but not a whole lot. Uh, Lafreniere was threatening tonight. Lafreniere had a few great chances. He had a play in the third where he went between the legs and he hit the crossbar. Um, I thought he was pretty much the only Ranger I really noticed and was worried about. So I thought Lafreniere had a good night. Glad he didn't score, but I thought he had a good night. Um, let's talk about Frank Nazar. He played a great game. He's been playing great games lately. And this guy is the definition of snake bitten. You see players struggle to score. They go through stretches where they can't score. They'll miss the net. Goalie will rob them. Pucks will bounce on them sometimes. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with the luck of Frank Nazar. Late in the third, the guy gets a breakaway, and the puck just completely bobbles on him, and he can't even get a shot off. He can't even recover fast enough to make a pass, or he's checked immediately. And I just feel so bad for the guy. But one thing that, I credit to him is he doesn't look frustrated. He doesn't look like it's getting to him. He's playing with the same intensity and drive that he always does. He's going to the right areas. He's creating chances, and eventually he will get one, and this luck will turn. But man, I feel for the guy. That's got to be frustrating, and credit to him for how he's handling it. Um, yeah, Hawks win 3-0. Spencer Knight, 21 save shutout. Bedard has 2 points tonight. But credit to this team, man. The bounce back after this awful weekend of getting outscored 13-1. They're back at home. They're playing a, say what you will, New York's a- can be a good team. I wouldn't say they're a bad team. Um, they play a pretty good New York team, one that's been better lately, and they were the better team for 60 minutes. Probably the best second period just off the top of my head that I can think of this year that they've played. The penalty kill was outstanding. Like I said, the only downside was the power play. But man, it just shows that the fight in this team. Young teams can get discouraged easily, and especially after a weekend where you get outscored 13-1. And credit to this team, they came back and they played like those games never happened. They played an amazing 60 today. It was just overall a great game, a well-deserved win, a well-deserved shutout for Spencer Knight. And when this team is on, like Jeff Blashill said, it wasn't just a hot start. When this team is on, they are a good team. And, whether or not they make playoffs this year, obviously odds are they're not going to make the playoffs. Whether or not they do, this year has been a success, in my opinion. They've taken a leap forward, a bigger leap forward so far, at least, than any of us expected and hoped for. I think everyone was hoping for a small leap. They've clearly taken a big leap, and I think a big part of that is Jeff Blashill, so credit to him. But we're getting to the point now where, if things keep going the way they're going this year, and they finish the year above 500, or maybe right at 500, and just miss out on the playoffs, which is kind of where people are thinking they're going to end up, myself included. I think they're going to just be on the outside looking in. But I think next year is when you get into the expectation being playoffs. Um, it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of some of these expiring veterans at the end of this year. Foligno, Dickinson, Mikheyev, Murphy, who they trade, who they resign, who they keep, who they let walk. Because you got some more young guys next year. You probably have Lardis up here, Frondell, maybe Kanserov. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be interesting to see what this team looks like next year. But I think it's pretty safe to say that next year playoffs should be the expectation. I don't really have much else to say. That game was fucking awesome. That was a great, great game, a great bounce back. Credit to this team. Like I said, when they are on and they're firing, they are a good team. It wasn't just a hot start. This team is good. The only flaw is that they're young and they're going to have rough patches. In 3, 4 years, when this team isn't a bunch of rookies anymore and they're good, they're not going to have rough stretches like this and these sort of developmental challenges. So like I said, next year I think playoffs should be the expectation. But that's all from me. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, follow me over on Twitter. There's always lots of good hockey conversation going on over there, and I'll see you in the next post game.